Hello, sweet team, welcome back to my channel. This is Sweet Ajele. I am always so excited to be with you all, and I hope everyone is doing wonderfully well. In today's video, as you can see, I'm prepping some ginger, and that is because today we'll be making our own homemade ginger powder, onion powder, garlic powder. Yes, these are some essentials you need in your everyday cooking, and what is best than to make it your own in the time of this horrible or horrifying pandemic. Things seem to just disappear off store shelves, and when this happened, I had to make my own. So to begin, I actually cleaned my ginger, scraped off the skin, and now I'm chopping it into tiny pieces. Now this step is optional. You can chop them bigger and go right ahead and dehydrate it, but I want a nice smooth powder. If you make them bigger, you may just have stringy parts from the ginger in your final results, which is your powder. I don't want that, but like I said, it is optional. I'm now transferring it into my dehydrator, and this took just about 6 to 8 hours to dry. Now if you don't have a dehydrator, you can go right ahead and do this in your oven on its lowest setting or in the sun. It will work just as well. And so this is 8 hours later. It is looking so good, and I dehydrated this inside, so I did it overnight. I love the smell of ginger. It gives off a beautiful aroma even on the inside of your house. The next step is just to go ahead and blend it into a fine powder. You can also leave this just like it is and put it in your teas or soups if you like chunky bits of ginger in your food. So it's a win-win situation.
Continental food, madam. Food, madam. International food captain. We'll show you how to make pizza.
And there you have it. Oh my goodness, I love the smell and the flavor of ginger. Ginger snap cookies on your mind? That's exactly what's going on in my mind. Now let's move on to our next powder. With the onions, I'm just going to give it a rough chop, and then I'll transfer it into my blender and chop it up even further. Now you don't want to blend this because it will then become runny and it'll take forever to dehydrate, and that's not what we're going for. I just transfer it into my blender to make it faster for me. Now you can chop it all through if you wish, but the blender does a good job, and I'm only using the pulse motion. So I press and let it go, press and let it go until I have the sizes that I'm going for, and then I'll transfer it into the dehydrator and allow it to do its thing until it is nice, dry, and crunchy. Now when spreading it out, you want to inspect it for bigger chunks and take it out just in case the blender wasn't able to get those. Now if you don't mind a little bit of tears, you can go ahead and chop this up all through. That's also fine. Our onions is set and ready. Cover it up, turn it on, and allow it to do its thing. And 8 hours later, this is what we have. Now, as I said, you can dehydrate this on the lowest setting of your oven, or you can sun dry it. All right, so dry it in the sun. And there you have it, beautiful onion flakes. It is now up to you to blend or not, but we are making onion powder. So I'm just going to go ahead, transfer that into my blender, give it a good blend, and then we will move on to our final powder, which is our garlic powder. And there you have it. Our onion powder is also ready. Now, are you going to be able to differentiate between your onion and garlic powder since they seem the same? Don't worry, you got this. So let's just move on to our garlic, and we're going to follow the same process as we did with the onions. Chop it up, put it in the dehydrator, and allow it do its thing. And as I said, you can dehydrate all of these in your oven or in the sun. Just take precautions while using the sun to keep dust from getting into your food. Now with the garlic, I cannot take the smell of it, also the onion, so what I usually do is to dehydrate this outside. If it's not fully dehydrated by the end of the day, I'll bring it inside, take it back out, and finish it off the next day. I do not want the smell of garlic and onions taking over my home for 8 hours straight. No, it is not happening. And I also always make the ginger first, and then I use the same parchment paper to make my onion and garlic powder. We have to try to save some money here. So cover it up, outside it goes, and then I'll see you when it is nice and dry. And there you have it. Very nice, very dry, absolutely crunchy. So I'm just going to go ahead and get it out, blend it into a fine powder, and that will be it for this powder session. Okay, now to preserve this, you can add about a teaspoon of salt to it, and also to prevent it from caking up, you can always add some cornstarch. I always uncake it. I really don't mind, so it is totally up to you to do this. Now, if you watched my previous video, then you know I made my chicken, beef, and mushroom powder, and that only means I'm getting ready to make my own homemade seasoning. If you have not seen that video, I'll leave it in the description box, so be sure to check it out. All right, and there you go. You see there's a color difference. Does this look pretty or what? It is absolutely beautiful. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give your girl a thumbs up. Thank you. Share and subscribe if you have not done that yet. If you're a new subscriber, welcome to my channel. This is Sweet Ajele. Thank you so much for subscribing. And to the sweet team, I love you all so much. Until I see you in my next video, stay safe, keep loving each other, and remember that the love of God and family is life's greatest blessing. And guys, ke onamini ochemi sweet mahabotu. Bye.